What happens when a black man, treated like a nobody in his own restaurant, decides to reveal the truth? You won't believe how one woman's ignorance sets off a chain of events that turns the tables completely. Being black in Charleston, South Carolina, ain't just a vibe, it's a daily gauntlet. You're out here proving you exist, you belong, and, Lord help us, you might even own something fancier than a clearance rack t-shirt. This is my story, and trust me, it's a wild ride. I just wanted lunch, not to climb Mount Everest, rewrite the Constitution, or start a revolution. Just lunch. In my own restaurant. Yeah, you heard me, my place, where I poured every dime, dream, and frayed nerve. But I didn't roll in wearing a suit, a name tag, or a trumpet fanfare. I came as me, a black man. No tie. No gold chains. Just a guy. Problem is, for some folks, that's already too much. The white magnolia is my baby, crisp, classy, with white tablecloths, chandeliers that sparkle like they're auditioning for a movie, and staff who snap to attention for anyone they think fits the vibe. I named it for my grandma, who loved magnolias and used to say, "Be like a tree, root deep and bloom through the mess." Well, Grandma, the mess is here, and I'm about to need a lifeguard. I sat by the window. Alone. In the corner. My usual spot. I love watching folks, hearing them whisper about the amazing vibe and top-notch service. It's my fuel, but 2 minutes in, this woman appears. Young, blonde, hair so overbleached it looks like straw that got a bad perm. Hand on hip, eyebrow cocked, eyes like I just kicked her puppy. "Excuse me, sir, this table's reserved." I raised a brow. "Oh. What's the name on the reservation?" "That's not your business." She snatched the menu off my table like I was contagious. "You need to leave this spot. We've got other tables, over there, by the exit." "By the exit? In my restaurant?" "Listen, being black in Charleston means you don't have to do anything wrong to get punished. You just have to be. Show up. Exist. That's enough for some to point you to the door." I stood up. Not because she told me to, but because I needed a better look at her face. "You new here, aren't you?" She stiffened. "I've been here 2 weeks. The manager hired me." I nodded. "Same. Except I hired myself." She snorted. "Hilarious." Then she did something that'd make history if she had a shred of self-preservation. She waved toward the door and said, "If you don't leave, I'm calling the cops. Cops that I'm pushing 50. I've seen folks who look like me get slammed to the ground for buying coffee at a chain shop. No lie. Being black in America isn't a skin tone, it's a state of siege that I didn't want drama, but drama. Oh, it found me. I leaned in, voice calm as a Sunday morning. "You know what? Call M. I wanna see how they arrest the owner of this joint for trying to eat his own dang soup." Her face, my God, her face that it was part, "I'm gonna hurl," part, "My career's over," and a sprinkle of, "Is Canada hiring?" But this wasn't the end. Nah, this was just the appetizer, because when you think you've been slapped, life always finds a way to kick you where it hurts. Ever feel the air shift when folks realize who you really are? I did. The second I said owner, the air in the white magnolia got so thick you could slice it and serve it with gravy. The waitress, Meredith, I later learned, stood there, paler than the tablecloths nobody got to eat on, choking on her own thoughts. I didn't know, no kidding. Outside, I was cool as ice. Inside? A pressure cooker ready to blow. The dining room went quiet. Folks started sneaking glances. One guy dropped his napkin just to get a better look. A black man raising his voice in a fancy restaurant? To them, that's practically a declaration of war. Then Jenny swoops in, my manager, sharp as a tack, moving like she's putting out a 5-alarm fire. "Mr. James. Good to know someone remembers my name." Jenny's quick. She clocks the situation, shoots Meredith a side eye that could curdle milk. What happened? I shrugged. Just got evicted from my own restaurant. Wanna give her a tour of HR? Meredith steps forward, voice shaky. I thought he was just a customer. I am a customer. Oh, and surprise, I'm black. Imagine the multitasking. She tries again. You just showed up unannounced. Do you ask white folks for their resume before pouring their water? She froze. A statue with zero grace, the room. Arctic, but this old guy by the window, maybe 60, in a suit the color of wet pavement, lets out a chuckle. First soft, then loud. Well, dang. About time. He slaps the table like it's a stand-up special. That's Charleston for you. Being black here isn't just about earning respect, it's about earning it 3 times over, for your skin, your name, and the audacity to walk upright without bowing to every passerby. Think it's over? Hold up. I didn't even get my menu before a cop walks in, for real, full uniform, shades off, scanning the room like he's in a movie. He strolls up. Good afternoon. We got a call. No way, I say, leaning back. Probably from someone scared of a black man who can speak in complete sentences. He blinks. Maybe he's not used to folks talking to him like he's human. Not a badge. I'm James Williams. I own this place. Seems I got kicked out of my own house for trying to eat. He nods, real careful. Got it. The call was about a disturbance. Yeah. White noise with a side of prejudice. Jenny's already on the phone, dialing HR, because no waitress is worth the reputation of a restaurant built on trust. Meredith stands off to the side, looking like she's praying for a rewind button, but real life don't got no rewind, just consequences, and when you decide to humiliate someone just for how they look. Sometimes you're not hurting them, you're torching yourself. But this wasn't the peak. Oh no. That was just the salad. The main course was coming. My rule. If someone spits in your face, don't wipe it off, till you see where it came from. Sometimes it's not just one jerk, it's a whole system ticking like a clock. That day, I heard it loud and clear. The cop backed off. Jenny was still furiously texting HR. Meredith stood there, face like she got pulled out of an oven with a burnt pie. Then who walks in? Rory. Lord, not him. Rory's an investor, white, pushing 70, with a chin like a praying mantis and the charm of a lawyer who wins by scaring folks. He struts in like he's the owner, scans the room, spots me, and smirks. James, my man. You putting on a show? My man, the restaurant's buzzing, Meredith's on the verge of tears, the cop standing there like he's lost in a fog, and this fool calls it a show? I step toward him. You calling this a show? Come on, you know how it goes. People mess up. No harm, no foul. Why make it a thing? Oh, something in me snapped. Rory, if I was white, you wouldn't be sweating buckets right now. You'd be clapping me on the back for restraint and class. He grins, all teeth. Maybe. But you're kinda overdoing it, don't you think? Overdoing it? I turn to the room, arms wide. Anybody here think I'm overdoing it? Anyone ever been kicked out of their own business just for looking like a double-shot espresso? Silence. Even the AC seemed to hush up. Jenny jumps in. James, I talked to legal. We can suspend Meredith pending a review. I nod. Do it. Then I turn to Rory. And if you think this is a show, maybe it's time you remember who put more than just money into this place. You're an investor. I'm the soul. And you don't get to erase me by calling this an oopsie. His lips tighten. He's not used to this. He's used to, yes, sir, smiles, and we'll see. I ain't that guy. I look at Meredith. You tried to kick me out. Now you're the one leaving. Temporary, but I hope it's a wake-up call. She doesn't argue. Just nods, lips pressed, eyes on the floor. Like a kid caught cheating on a test, not because she didn't know the answers, but because she thought the rules didn't apply to her. When she walks out, the room feels lighter. Like someone cracked a window after a week of stale air. That I sit back down. Order water. It comes fast. The cop steps up. Am I good to go? I nod. Yeah. Thanks for not starting with hands on the table. He catches the hint, tips his head. Have a good one, Mr. Williams. You too, officer. But maybe next time, don't rush over so quick. I got enough of an audience. He leaves. That I'm alone again. That at my table. That I and my restaurant, where I had to fight just to be. But trust me, what happened next wasn't just a fight. It was a megaphone. And when you hear it, you'll know why we can't stay quiet. I thought I'd cleared the worst. Stood my ground, didn't back down, held my head high. Big mistake, James. That wasn't a win, it was a warning shot. What came next didn't just hit my pride. It aimed for everything I'd built, my name, my people, my business. Next morning, 6:42 a.m., Jenny calls, voice rough like she's been up all night. James, we got a leak. Video. Video of what? Yesterday. All of it. You getting kicked out. Your speech about being black in Charleston. You calling out Rory. It's on TikTok, Facebook, Reddit, everywhere. And? It's the truth, right? Yeah, but investors don't like truth that messes with their wallets. Charleston's got a history, old money, old wounds, and shadows of the old South that still linger in the cobblestone streets. The city's 40% black, but you'd never know it from the power dynamics in boardrooms or fancy restaurants. That video? It wasn't just a clip. It was a spark in a city that's been flammable for centuries. By 9:03 a.m., Michael, my logistics guy, texts, bro, got calls from up top. They're asking if we should cut deliveries to the White Magnolia. I'm with you, but it's getting hot. 10:17 a.m., the IRS calls, routine audit. Random selection. Random, my foot. 11:06 a.m., my lawyer's on the line. James, the board's talking. They say you violated the charter by publicly challenging an investor. Violated what? This is my restaurant. It's complicated. The contracts have clauses. They could push to suspend you as managing director. Suspend me? From my place? For not swallowing prejudice with a smile and a side of fries? My chest tightened. Not fear, rage. Powerlessness. The feeling that this city's ready to chew you up if you're black and bold. But then, a text from my old friend Marcus, a barber who's been cutting hair in Charleston for 30 years, saw the video. Man. You spoke for all of us. We're rallying at the restaurant tonight. You ain't alone. I called Jenny. We got a PR team. Me and my cracked iPhone. Good enough. Let's get louder than their fear. James, I'm done being quiet, Jenny. She paused, then whispered, then let's make noise. We dropped a statement online. Posted the video. Laid out the facts, and it exploded. Comments split down the middle. Hero. He exposed the system. Drama queen. Played the race card. I've seen it a million times. Folks screaming, don't make it about race. Because they've never had to think about their skin before walking into their own business. One comment stung, if he wasn't so loud, maybe he'd earn respect. Earn it? You want me to beg for what's mine, kiss your shoes so you feel cozy, get out of here. That night, I got a call from Mama. James, I saw the video. I'm good, Mama. No, you ain't. But you keep going. Being black in Charleston's always been a fight. You're not just James now, you're a voice. And that's scarier than any fist. I know, Mama. I hung up, staring out my window. That I didn't feel like a hero. I felt like a cornered animal in a suit, in a city where a smile can hide a blade, the ground under me felt like a minefield, and someone was twisting the timer. But I had no choice. Back meant bending. Forward meant truth. I walked into the White Magnolia the next morning, and the air smelled like change, or maybe the smoke of a battle about to kick off. The hostess saw me and nearly tripped over her own feet. That's the greeting you get when folks think you're one step from the unemployment line, not the guy who signs their checks. But I wasn't just any owner. I was James, a black man who decided to stop grinning when they tried to crush me. Today, I was taking back what's mine. Meredith was behind the counter, looking like she'd seen a ghost. "No surprise there, morning, Meredith," I said, with a smirk that promised zero peace. She glanced away, voice tight. "Didn't think you'd be back. Didn't think I owned the place. You're bad." Staff started gathering in the hallway, whispering, trying to figure out who's really in charge. Michael, the logistics guy who'd hinted at cutting supplies, showed up, his face a mix of shock and guilt that I stepped forward, carrying every second of the last few days like armor. "Listen up," I said, voice steady but burning. "This isn't just a restaurant. It's a symbol. A home for us. And nobody gets to kick me out because of my skin." Meredith opened her mouth, but my glare shut it quick. "You didn't see me. I'm not here by accident. I'm the guy who poured his soul and savings into this place. I carry this business on my back, and I won't let anyone tear it down over their own bias." The crowd murmured. Some eyes softened, others widened. I knew I'd hit the mark. Then the board showed up, suits crisp, faces sour. The room went still. They started with their nonsense, talking business reputation and inappropriate conduct. But I pulled out the contract and made it clear who runs the show. This is my restaurant. You don't just lose it, you lose your credibility. Truth doesn't hide behind paperwork or politics. And you know what? They backed down. Meredith was let go after a review. Not just for me, but for every customer who deserves better. I heard later she took a job at a diner across town, where she's supposedly learning to check her assumptions. Good luck with that. That night, Marcus and a crowd of locals, black barbers, teachers, shop owners, showed up outside the White Magnolia. Not to protest, but to celebrate. They held signs, "James stays. Truth wins." A kid, maybe 15, handed me a drawing of a magnolia tree with roots breaking through concrete. I ain't ashamed to say I teared up. Being black in Charleston isn't just surviving. It's fighting for your spot, owning your truth, and refusing to let anyone erase you. We're starting inclusivity training at the restaurant. I'm also linking up with black entrepreneurs across the state to share resources and keep our dreams alive. This fight? It's bigger than me now. If you've ever been made to feel small for who you are, tell me where you're from. Being black in your city is a battle for respect, and we're not alone. Share this story. Drop your experience in the comments. Let's show the world we're here, we're loud, and we're not going anywhere. Thanks for riding with me. Keep speaking your truth. Let's make sure everyone hears it.